vision and your why. What's motivating you to achieve your goals? And this week we are talking about
limiting beliefs.
What are limiting beliefs?
Limiting beliefs are what are restricting you from achieving your goals. A limiting belief is something that is in your mind that whatever it might be, you're telling yourself that this is why you can't achieve your goal.
They're usually fear-based or deep-rooted childhood issue-based. That's another way of saying it. Think of a limiting belief like something like, I am not good enough, I am not strong enough, what else?
It could be anything though.
I don't have enough time, I don't have enough
money. Time is the
money.
most common one we get at the gym. I would say that hands down. People say they don't have time for the gym, and yet they spend 3 hours a night watching television. What are you making your time for?
So, well, I mean, time is its own thing. We can totally talk about time in its own episode. But so we're talking about limiting beliefs. So I like to explain limiting beliefs to clients like this. So a limiting belief is, say, a table. And every table needs 4 legs to stand on. So I always say that your limiting belief usually has 4 reasons why to back it up. So if your limiting belief is, I don't have enough time, your table legs might be that I have a busy work schedule, I
need to make time for the family.
Need to make time for my family, I have a ton of chores to do, and I don't feel like taking time for myself or that I'm being selfish doing that. And so those might be 4 reasons why you can't find time. And then from that, if you start to knock out those table legs, that's where we start to change those limiting beliefs. So if the one of the ones was that I don't have enough time to take self-care time for myself, then that I might challenge you with, well, why is self-care not important to you? Why is that not something that you make time for? Oh, I feel selfish when I do that. Well, I'll be honest, as a parent,
you don't get to live selfishly. So the odd time that you do get to live selfishly,
and if you take that time to make yourself better, it allows you to show up and be a better parent or more present when you are. And I actually had a boss once say to me, it's not about the quantity of time, it's about the quality of time. And I think that that's a really good thing to be aware of, whether it comes to parenting, spending time with family and friends, or even time in the gym. It's not about how much time, it's about how you make use of that time.
Yeah, for sure. For limiting beliefs, we can look at several different aspects of where they come from, right? So like Kayla was saying, deep-rooted childhood things. Maybe you had a grandmother who told everybody in their family that they were all fat. Or maybe you had, or maybe you had a parent that when you didn't get first place in a race, you made sure, or they made sure you heard about how much harder you should have tried. Things like that.
Or it could be just a limiting belief that you adopted from someone that you watched, or a behavior that you consistently saw, where maybe the limiting belief is that as a female, you are to do all of the cooking and cleaning and all of those things at home. So if I don't do all of those things first, how am I to do any of this other stuff? And so that was actually something that somebody else gave you that belief. That this is where you are to be versus you making those conscious choices on your own.
So I guess the big question is then, if you have these limiting beliefs, whether or not you've acknowledged them, but chances are you have them and they're there, how do you break away from those, right?
Well,
so
how do you find out what your limiting beliefs are?
That's a great question.
So to find out what your limiting beliefs might be, I would start writing down what you believe to be true. What do you value, and what kind of thoughts do you have? So if your belief is that you need to lose 10 pounds, your limiting belief might be that I am not X, Y, or Z. I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not validated until I hit this goal. Well, why is that, and how do I figure that out, and how do we deal with that limiting belief first and understand that to achieve this goal isn't going to change that belief about yourself, you need to change that belief on the inside. And so being able to write down what you value and what you believe to be true can start to help you realize what your limiting beliefs might be. What prevents you from getting to your goals? What excuses do you give yourself? Is it an excuse of, I don't have enough money to hire a trainer, or I don't know what to do in a gym? In this day and age, we live in a technology-bound world. There are YouTube videos and demo videos everywhere. So to say that you don't know what to do, it maybe means that you maybe need to make do some research in order to do that, and to make those goals achievable.
I think a lot of people need to get out of their own heads with things like this. Be honest with yourself. If you have a goal of going to a gym or going out and getting active, whatever that might look like, but you keep getting in your own head about reasons why you don't have time to do it, but you really want to do it, you got to be honest with yourself. Get out of your head for a second and realize that sometimes you're your own biggest barrier. And if you can honestly ask yourself the question, am I getting in my own way of my own goals? And the answer is yes. Then that's one of those times where you need to take a step back, realize that you have these goals, and then pursue them. Whether that's getting somebody's help to achieve them, whether it's us or a family member, a friend, a spouse, whatever, whoever supports you the most should be able to empathize with your goals and help you achieve them. Build each other up, right?
So how do we get rid of these limiting beliefs? Well, the first thing to do is not to lie to yourself, because when you lie to yourself, it doesn't feel true. A lot of people, a lot of people give themselves like an affirmation. So if the belief is I am not good enough, and the affirmation is I am good enough, it doesn't resonate. It doesn't feel true to you. So therefore, continuously telling yourself quote unquote lie that you believe isn't going to help change that limiting belief. But if you were to simply change the language, so the limiting belief is I am not good enough, then you change the language of I used to believe I wasn't good enough, now I'm working towards believing I am. Well, now that doesn't feel like a lie, and maybe it rings a little bit truer. Or maybe you just find ways to start trucking away at those table legs and changing the way that you are, supporting that limiting belief.
And supporting is a perfect word to use, because to get out of these situations, to get yourself back on track, lots of times you do need support. And maybe that is, like I was saying, maybe that's your friend, maybe that's your spouse, maybe that's your gym partner, maybe that's your life partner. But regardless of who it is supporting you, if you can get them on board with your goals, that is the most important thing, and they can help you take those table legs, as Kayla calls them, out. Say you didn't have enough time because you had to look after the kids and make dinner. Well, maybe your spouse can look after the kids and make dinner one night, 2 nights, 3 nights a week, so that you get that time to go to the gym.
And that it's going to come back to planning and prep and all
Support.
of those other things, but having that support in order to achieve your goals is very, very important.
Or sacrificing. Maybe you're just staying up later. Maybe you don't have a network of support. Maybe you live away from where you grew up, so you don't have that deep network of support. So maybe it is you're sacrificing some more of your time to get yourself to your goals.
So try to understand that limiting beliefs are usually fear-based because we're afraid of maybe not achieving our goals, or we're afraid of stepping outside our comfort zone, or we're afraid of living in our truth.
You might just be afraid of success.
And that's something that you need to acknowledge and be able to understand about yourself, so that you can push yourself that much closer towards your goals. If you know what your limiting beliefs are, you can kind of like step back and go, okay, wait, I am practicing this limiting belief right now. This is not who I want to be or where I want to go. These are not the beliefs that I want to have.
Gives you an avenue to focus your energy.
100%, so that you can achieve your best self and show up every day with the self that you want to be.
Yeah.
So if you guys need help or support with removing these limiting beliefs, or helping you establish what your limiting beliefs are to achieve your goals, please don't hesitate to contact us over here at Iron Body Coaching. We are here to help you. Have a great day.
Guys.